Hey guys.
Hey, good afternoon. Jeff is bringing Sprite a Sprite. So how?
We are live. Hi Jeff.
Thank you, Jeff. Jeff and I will be live, God willing, Saturday at the NBM show.
Saturday the 3rd.
Yeah.
Of August, yeah.
So David Gross with Sprite back with you to share a little bit of our advice for sublimation success. I was in Vegas last Friday, and so the Sprite, as I understand it, did very well. Good job, Sprite.
Yeah, you know.
And I guess that means I'm working myself out of a job here. But as far as coming attractions, events, the Conde crew will be at the NBM show in Long Beach next week, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. It's a very good show. Should have a lot of great vendors there, so please come by. In addition, one of the things, if you happen to be in Southern California or in close by, it's a great opportunity for education. So there's a number of vendors who will be teaching excellent courses, like our friends at Digital Art Solutions, other folks like the Rhinestone world.
They have great stuff. Their stuff just blows my mind.
Yeah,
I love it.
It's really good. So there's a lot of talent in the industry, and those folks are taking time out of their schedules, and teaching classes is not exactly a painless sport. So please take advantage of these classes. I know Craig is a master at Corel, and if you're looking for help with making Corel easier to use, making it more powerful, I think you use Smart Designer, don't you?
Yes, I do. I love it. Their monograms, they have a whole bunch of monograms, and then they actually have a bunch of pre-made templates, and it's really easy for you to go in and change the logo or change the name or change the colors. So it kind of makes learning Corel easier because you already have the tools in place. So yeah, it's I would definitely check it out. It's worth the money for sure. And
we have a number of already recorded webinars with Craig on Conde TV, so check that out. But for folks that maybe don't use Corel or don't have an interest, or for whatever reason, I tell everybody, always use the software you know how to use the software you own, and that really starts with maybe you have a silhouette, so use silhouette software.
Yeah, and we're not only a Corel company. We just happen to partner with Corel. But if you're going to download one of our templates, you can use it in Photoshop, you can use it in Illustrator, you can use it in Silhouette. Same way with our artwork. Our artwork works all the way across the board because we don't want you to be limited. If Corel's not a software that you want to use what you want, and we'll have a file format for whatever you use. And if we don't, let us know, we can accommodate you.
So my silhouette comment for today, and we're wandering around here, but it's a lot of fun, is that a client called and said, hey, I really am comfortable with Silhouette. I like it. It gets the job done for me. How do I use it with my Oki printer? And so we are endeavoring to answer that question now.
Actually, we have the answer to that question.
Go ahead.
So you export your when you buy the Silhouette, the purchased version, you can export as a PNG. And the Oki RIP software will recognize that PNG. So you'll have your transparencies, you'll have your white, because the Oki is a white toner printer. So that white will print, and then the transparency will not. So
is that using the Forever RIP, or is that just printing directly?
That's using the Forever RIP.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for the Oki folks out there, after all these years, we essentially strongly recommend, to the point of require, the Forever RIP, because it's just too challenging to get everything right, and it's painful when you make mistakes.
Yeah, and also this is a RIP software where you can go in, you can make changes, and you can do edits actually in the RIP. So that's something that I've never seen, so I really enjoy that.
And you save money, as I understand it. The RIP greatly reduces the amount of white toner that is put down on the transfer paper to improve washability. It helps eliminate white toner cracking, things like that. So I'm glad to see you're coming up to speed on that.
I am. So I've kind of, I'm so busy here, but I have a t-shirt background. That's what I started doing graphic design in, and I love it. And the things that they're doing, the things that Doug is doing with his transfer paper and his printers, back in the day, we would have to, go to someone and they would print out a full color transfer of a photo, and we'd have to, press it on, and it would feel really bad, and it would crackle, and it would wash out, but that was our only option. And the things that they're doing now, especially with the ICC split software, where you can do a full cover image, it's amazing. And so while we're on the topic of that, one of the things that we were going to talk about today, so this is our transfer paper. This is our Forever Flex paper. And this is actually Jeff's little girl's school shirt. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Stella before. Probably so. We have a lot of pictures of her. She is just adorable.
So that's her shirt. Wow,
so this is her
cool.
shirt. And so Jeff took our pink Forever Flex
Soft,
and he pressed it for 30 seconds, 285 degrees. This shirt is 60% cotton and 40% polyester. So basically, any fabric that's going to hold up to the heat is going to hold up, is going to take this. Not only that, if you were to do this in vinyl, this is about a $5 vinyl sticker, simply because, you have to weed it, you have to place it, it's the cost of the vinyl. Whereas an entire sheet of the Forever Flex is only
Having focus issues?
Meredith's on the camera.
Tell them to go to YouTube if it's blurry on Facebook.
Hey guys, if it's blurry on Facebook, go to YouTube. Sorry, we do our best.
Good start on that.
We do. I'm trying to get David to buy one of those super nice vlog cameras so I can walk around Conde and vlog all day.
Are we back up and running on both of them?
We just got a screen ceiling.
Okay, how about that? Well, above us, it's interesting. We ought to show them. We've got some of our sublimation ceiling tiles here.
There we go, guys.
So
Don't get dizzy.
we literally live with sublimation all around us. So, for folks that want to go into a business, that want to go into everywhere from, let's say you have a man cave or a lady cave. What do they call a lady
She
cave?
sheds.
She
Love it.
She sheds.
She sheds.
Sheds. So shed versus a cave.
Exactly.
Okay, gotcha. Well, I learned something.
Well, you probably don't watch cable TV, but
I don't watch much live TV.
Ever since I saw that first commercial, I was like, I want a she shed. And now my friends have she sheds, and I'm pissed.
Roger's watching us.
Hey, Roger. Yay, Roger Wambach from Corel is with us.
Roger is,
Hi,
okay. Our Roger Wambach is Mr. Corel,
That's
is
right.
what I call him. And I hope that he puts that on his business card. For our good friend from Canada.
Yeah.
And
From Ottawa.
Yep. So Roger, good afternoon.
All right.
Did the Rhinestones or whatever you call these I guess that's part of the shirt?
This is just part of the shirt.
Okay.
So we're talking about the monogram here. And so like I said, if you did this in vinyl with, the time it would take you to weed it out, we all know how difficult that is, to cut it, the price of the vinyl, just your time plus the cost of the material, you're looking at about $5. A whole sheet of this, a whole 8.5 by 11 sheet of this costs $2. So you could actually fit 9 monograms on one page. So you're saving money. It's just,
I know the best part of this. You know what the best part is? You don't need an expensive printer.
That's
All
right.
you need is a monochrome laser printer, something that has a transparency mode, and that will run this.
Yep.
Because all you're doing is it's self-weeding single color vinyl, and so
it looks really, really good. And you know, a lot of the times, like back in the day, if you were to do like something white or something light colored, you know, the t-shirt color would come through, and you don't have to worry about that with the Flex Soft. I mean,
Now, one question, I'm trying to remember, there's I think it's either a free download or something that will take a photograph and turn it into a image that's acceptable for the Flex Soft.
oh yeah.
What is that software called, I wonder?
Oh man, I don't. So guys, I really need to get more into Doug's stuff. But if you haven't watched Doug's videos, I mean, the things that he can do. You can take a photo and put it into a software, and it will make it into a dot pattern, which is really big right now. And I mean, just the things that they do at Okay, so we had a question about Sil Studio.
Graphic design program?
I'm not familiar with it, but we can...
Oh, are you talking about Silhouette Studio?
Yeah.
Is that the question?
It said that how do they create something in Sil Studio and then export it to Corel to print with the ICC color profiles?
So the question is, will Silhouette do color management like Corel? And Corel's color management is a very mature, powerful engine. But if you're using Silhouette, which is definitely a great piece of software, you would print directly to our printers using our ICC profile. The very short version of the answer is somebody has to do color management. In Corel, we can do color management within Corel. We can choose our profile at print time in Corel. It does all these things. In Silhouette, it doesn't have that feature, so what we do instead is we let the print driver do color management. So the print driver applies the ICC profile at print time. So there's just, I can't think of a good reason why you would want to export from Silhouette into Corel for printing. I would just suggest you print directly from Silhouette. I heard a person yesterday, they were trying to do something unusual with maybe the Mac and Sawgrass's VPM, and you have to export and do that. I'm not a big believer that that's the right way. So on the Mac and PC, you simply go File, Print, and that way you have full access to marks and bleeds, any of the things you're expecting when you get to that print screen. So the bottom line is, if you call us, we'll make sure that you are set up correctly to print from Silhouette using our profile. But unless I'm missing something, you should just go File, Print.
Yeah, so I print from Corel, I print from Photoshop, I print from Silhouette, I print from Creative Studio. And the only thing that I have to do is just on my drop-down menu, make sure I select the correct printer with the correct printer driver. And I just do that all the way across the board. So, that's why we have our profile set up the way we do, because once again, we do work with Corel, but we want you guys to use the software that you're comfortable with. So if you're using Photoshop, if you're using Illustrator, if you're using, Silhouette or even the Cricut software, just choose the printer with the right driver and you'll be fine. So it's either going to be your SG800 or your SG400. Just make sure that, are we good? Mm-hmm. Yeah, just make sure that you call us after you purchase it so we can set up your profiles for you.
Yeah, one of the benefits if you're buying your supplies from Conde, ink, paper, or whatever, is you have access to our profiles. If you buy your printer, you have access to your profiles. So again, all we're trying to do with our color department, which is a little bit that direction in the building here, is we want to make sure that you're getting the very best results so that you can make the most money.
That's right. Yeah, and we've done testing in the past where we'll print from our profiles and then we'll just print from like Corel, and it's a marked difference. It really is, and we need to start doing that again. Maybe we'll do that. Me and Meredith will do that next week. Yeah.
All right, what we got today?
Oh man. Okay, so I told you guys last week that we were going to be introducing some new mugs. and I'm really excited about these. Now we will have these next week. They are being inspected right now. So this is our, help me, TUM 450 SS. So just like our, where's my coffee mug at?
To the right.
To the right, here we go. So just like our polymer injected steel mugs, these are the same way.
This is a new concept in drinkware, and this is a really cool, I guess we call it multi-part drinkware.
Yeah, so you're going to get it, and you're going to have this cup here, and you're going to have this little insert that goes in there. It fits, what is it? I guess it's 450 milliliters. I'm not quite sure how much that is, but you can see it's pretty big. I think it's probably about a little under 17 ounces, maybe. I don't know. You guys want to Google that real quick? Let me know how much 450 milliliters are. But yeah, so it's really easy. When the sleeves come, when you first get them, they're going to, of course, be white. And what you don't want to do is put it together before you have sublimated it. Because once you sublimate this, it's going to shrink, and that's going to make it fit. We had a field day with these when we first got them because we don't like to read instructions just like anybody else, and so we had them stuck together, and I mean we were literally prying them apart. So please don't put them together until you sublimate them. Okay, so
they fit much easier after sublimation.
Definitely. So this is the first thing. Like I said, we'll have these. They'll be on our website next week, and then
15 ounces or so.
15 ounces or so. Thank you. Who's that?
Trey.
Thanks, Trey. Love you, buddy. All right. And the next thing, which I am extremely excited about, is our same polymer injected stainless steel tumbler, but now in a latte style mug with a handle. So cute, so easy to do, super hot right now. I mean, everybody loves these. I've actually had to guard this one with my life just so I can show you guys, and it'll probably be gone by the end of the day. So, in addition to that, we have a new way to do our TUM 10s. So, we've been really looking for a wrap for our TUM 10, and it's just kind of been hard to do. So, we have determined our new sleeves that work on our pint tumblers, and also our new, what are we calling these? Coffee mugs, I guess.
Travel tumbler.
Yeah, travel tumbler. So it works on all three of these products now. So instead of buying that, $40 wrap, you can buy the $2 sleeve. And when you order your first case, which is 24 TUM 10s, you will receive a free S wrap. So you can go ahead and try it out. And so we're going to do, we're going to press these, and then...
And the TUM 10 is very nice.
Oh, yeah,
it's a high-end ceramic product. It's double-walled. Comes with a lid, put on a black lid. Yeah. Also on the bottom, you've got a plug to, for when you're washing it. They are dishwasher safe.
Yeah.
And so kind of stuff. Great product. Now we've got a easier, better way to do them.
Okay. Our coffee tumblers, travel tumblers, I'll get it in a minute. So these are not dishwasher safe, and they're also not microwave safe. And that's simply because, you don't want anything to get trapped in between there, when you wash it. So just hand wash these. The top is thick enough where you can stick your hand all the way in there and get down there and clean it nice and good, or nice and well, I should say, excuse me. And so this is super cool. I love it. I'm really excited about these. Once again, nice little snap open lid that's going to, keep it from spilling. So I'm really excited. So
they feel good.
They do feel good.
The plastic against your hands, it feels, everybody likes a little different kind of thing, and they have a very good feel to them.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to get hot. It's not going to get cold. It's going to be room temperature on the outside, but the inside, it's going to stay hot or it's going to stay cold. So beautiful. So,
Two questions.
Yeah.
What oven are we using, and can you do the cut with the handle on the oven?
Okay.
So the oven we're using, this is what's called a Cuisinart brick oven, and I love it. I don't believe it's available anymore. So the oven that we also use around here, we probably have too many ovens, is a
That's a relative.
Wolfgang Puck pressure oven, and I think we've had good results from that.
Yeah.
Obviously, you want to get an oven, a convection kind. You want it to be dedicated for your sublimation process. But I would say probably the day has come when all mature sublimators need a little oven. There's just so many products that are appropriate for an oven, from the large steins to a dog bowl. Sprite did a beautiful video some weeks ago showing you how to do dog bowls. So the day certainly has come. So check it out.
Yeah, and David is talking about, like, normal ovens, like household ovens, but find estate sales or people that are like redoing their houses, or go on Craigslist and find used ones, and then just dedicate that specifically for your sublimation. I mean, imagine how many mugs you could fit in a regular oven, like a stovetop oven. So yeah, I mean, if you're serious, I mean, that could be an investment under $200. And
yeah, it's really a low cost investment, and it allows you to ramp up your mug business, because all of us, if you're out there showing people mugs, it's just a matter of time until you start hitting nice orders.
Yeah.
And then you're going to say, hey, do I really want to buy an additional mug press? And people like that are really that the oven is that stopgap to take your business to a different level. I mean, I still want a mug press because it's so quick and easy, but when you start into odd things in volume mugs, an oven is the way to go.
Yeah, just make sure if you do that, get a separate thermometer for the inside. Make sure you have a steady, 400-degree temperature. But I could almost imagine doing a whole case of mugs in a real oven.
I would say, I don't think you can quite get a case. May have 36. I don't think you can quite get that.
I was thinking 24.
But you're in the, because the wraps take up some space, whatever. You're in the 14 at least. And so we ought to probably just, have something just on the oven, if that's what you want, to talk about doing production mugs. And by the way, one of the points is, let's say you get a gargantuan size order and you go, hey, let's say your cycle time on a ceramic mug in an oven is 15 minutes or so. You run the math and you go, this is just too much effort for me because it takes me away from my other stuff. Then you can call us, and we can recommend a few of our clients that can do the oven pop there. Is it okay?
No, you know what that was? That was the oven. I think that was this.
Oh, it was? Okay. So you can we can refer you to one of our clients that has really large equipment, the mug tunnels, and they can do it for you on a wholesale basis. So one of the fantastic people out there, for instance, is Popcorn. They are just fantastic with the quality they put out. So if you need their contact information, we certainly can provide you that. But we have clients that just specialize in volume mugware.
Yeah. The other question was, can we do the mug with the handle in the oven? And as of right now, that answer is no. But give me a week and I will have a more concrete answer for you. These just came in, and the only thing I had to fit at the moment was the DK3T, so I tried that. I have not tried anything else yet, but I will let you guys know as soon as I do, because we'll be able to, we'll find a wrap that'll fit, so you guys can do it in the oven, those of you that don't have the DK3T. Okay, so any questions, Mary? All right, great.
Got it.
So we'll do the TUM 450 SS, the coffee tumbler.
Travel
tumbler. What day is it? All right. Okay, so we have a nice, once again, we have a really good template for you that's going to go all the way around and match. So you're going to have that nice,
oh, it's so beautiful to see that full bleed, top to bottom look.
Yeah.
Really highly professional looking.
All right, and as we talked about last week, we're going to use our new premium heat tape, our gold tape, and we're going to tape it lengthwise, and then we're going to go all the way up the seam, just like we did on our other cups, or our other pint tumblers. We'll go all the way up the seam, all the way down the seam, and that's just ensuring that everything stays nice and tight. There we go, okay. And then we're going to do a couple of pieces of tape around the top. Okay. And that's just to keep this from sliding, getting rid of any ghosting that may happen. All right. Okay. So now I have it all wrapped up. I have a couple of pieces of tape at the top. I have my seam wrapped. And I'm going to take my same sleeve that I've been using for quite a while now. And just this, the same sleeve that you use on this, and we're just going to cover it.
So if you're kind of gentle and avoid fingernails, the sleeves do have a nice long life.
Yeah. So,
but if you tear one, they're not so expensive where you cry.
well, unless you're super emotional that day, and then you know what? Cry. You deserve it.
That's true.
I've cried over less, I would have to say. So, all right. So, once again, you just get it nice and good all the way around the bottom.
Notice we didn't put cover paper on it.
Yeah.
And since it's a full bleed, paper, top to bottom, we're not terribly worried about stray gas. Now, when we're doing traditional 11 ounce, 15 ounce mugs, we always want to use cover paper.
All right, guys, so one of the things I want to talk about is this is a tall mug, and you want to make sure that you have enough clearance from the top of the mug to the top of your oven, or else the bottom is going to melt. Or we have we fixed that problem by just taking a couple of pieces of Nomex. I don't know if you guys can see it in there. So I have a couple of pieces of Nomex down there, and we'll actually be able to lay the cup on its side. So this is the insert that goes with this, and it just fits on there. It just makes sure that your mug doesn't deform at all. You fit it all the way to the top, and then we're just going to set it in there.
You removed the tray.
I did. Oh, yes. And also I removed the bottom tray, which is this right here. This was the bottom tray of the Cuisinart. So I removed that, and that actually gave me enough room in this small oven. If you have a smaller oven or you're not able to remove the rack, just use the Nomex. Like I said, I have two pieces just stacked on top of each other. Make sure that they preheat, so once you turn the oven on.
And I think technically it's green rubber, right?
What did I say?
You said Nomex.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, it's HCR, heat conductive rubber.
Right, Nomex might be also solution.
Yeah.
We just haven't tested that.
Just make sure that your heat conductive rubber does not touch your heating element.
That would be bad.
We know that is bad. We have proven that. So this goes in there for 7 minutes. All right. Okay.
So
Good deal.
if you have a normal size oven, things are more convenient for you. One comment on folks that do have a normal size oven, you need to understand that if you fill your oven with lots of stuff, say you're doing lots of mugs, you'll need to arrive at a time that's appropriate for that many, because obviously each thing is absorbing heat, and once the thing gets hot, it radiates heat. So you have some challenges there. So you'll arrive at what time works for you. But every time you change the configuration of what you put in the oven, you'll need to record what appears to be the right time for that thing in the oven or that amount of stuff. And a good rule of thumb is to do something that has all black. So you could, for instance, put a couple of mugs in there with transfer paper, but leave the rest just, with the wraps on, but no transfer, to arrive at what you need to be. So we're looking at black is the last color to sublimate. So if we get that deep, rich black, we're dialed in. If we're overheating, then black is going to turn brown. If we're underheating, then you're going to see a sort of a foggy gray kind of thing. So just be aware that ovens are a little bit of a wild card because you never know how even the heat is, and also you never know exactly how powerful they are. And the final thing is, under no circumstances trust the darn temperature gauge on the oven. Put you an internal thermometer, stand up, and I guess we took ours out somewhere.
Well, it's actually in there.
Oh, it is in
yeah,
there?
So.
And that's what you're going to view to see what you're dialed in. So the name of the game is consistency. Once you dial it in, just be consistent.
Yep. All right, any questions? Okay, fantastic. Let's move on. This is our new L Mug 17SS. So this is a 17-ounce latte mug with a handle. Super cute, super in style right now. I mean, these things are everywhere. This is everything. So we have our design with our templates. Once again, all your templates are available at conde.com. You just go to the product number and look at the bottom of the page and you'll find the templates. You'll also find a tab that says review, and if you would like, please review our products. We pick a winner every single week. Somebody that has given us a good review, and we give them $25 in Conde credit. So, you know, just write us a sentence or two, and you know, win some money.
And also, right there is a tab for the instructions.
Oh,
and
yeah.
So,
That too.
you know, you want to review the instructions, read them a couple of times. The videos that we have for each product, they're helpful, but the instructions are the current. They're the up-to-date one.
Yeah.
And of course, with here, she's going to use a cover paper, which is absolutely the right thing to do.
All right, so I'm going to cover it. I'm going to bring my handle to the outside. Now I've already adjusted. We've talked about the DK3T in the past, how you have to adjust, you know, for the angle of the back side, the angle of the top side. So I'm just going to put it in there for medium heavy pressure for 4 minutes.
Now, for folks out there that may have a Chinese tapered version heat press, I would think everything is going to be good for you. So she's trying to reposition it to push it against the lip.
Yeah.
The lip is a raised lip around it. And so lip is very similar to what we find on our Kent mugs, which just are amazing. So check out the Kent mugs. And so we want to keep the lip, you know, out of the heat press so that the press can make a good contoured seal around it. And typically with these presses, you can get down here and look at it from the side view, and you can watch the top element portion and see if it's conforming. But whatever press you have out there, if you have some challenges with pressing this product, we certainly will do our best to tell you. Now, the times we use here, you said 4 minutes for this. That is not necessarily the time that you want to use for your press. So, you know, it's going to be somewhere right around, for instance, the time you would use for a normal ceramic mug, possibly a little bit less. So it's remarkable how different in the time-wise different presses work. And some presses are not constant temperature presses. When you turn them on, they only rise to a certain temperature, and then when you close the handle, then they rise to the press temperature, and when they hit the press temperature, the timer starts. So you just need to master your press, but ultimately, if you get lost or whatever, we certainly will do our best to try to point you in the right direction.
That's right.
Couple of questions.
Yeah.
Can the cup be laid down, and what press are you using?
Okay, so a couple questions. Can the cup be laid down in the oven? And yes, as long as you have the Nomex on the bottom, you don't want the cup to come into any direct contact with any heating element or sides of the oven. So laying down that heat conductive rubber, that's going to, you know, stop that from happening. I was actually going to bring one up that I did lay down, and what happened was the paper just kind of stuck because it got so hot that the paper stuck to the side, and I ended up having a white streak about 1.5 inches long. So, but when you have the heat conductive rubber, I have 2 pieces cut out side by, and they're layered on top of each other, and I can just take the cup and lay it down. So yeah.
All right. Where are we with times, Meredith?
We are 20 seconds left there.
Okay.
All right. The other question was, what press am I using for the latte mug with the handle? And that is our DK3T press. Okay, so you guys see I have my really big heat gloves on. All right, I'm going to reach in and grab it. Okay.
She gave me a fright. What movie was that from?
That's a meme, isn't it? I don't know the movie. I just know the meme.
The Parent Trap.
Oh, I go. Okay. All right, guys. So I do need a pair of gloves, but I'm just gonna do it with my hands. So last week, you guys said, "Oh, Sprite had difficulty doing that. It must be hard." It's not that hard. Like I said, I had broken my wrap, and that's why it looked like it was a difficult thing to do. It's very easy to do. All right. So here we go. Whew.
And you've done quite a few of these now, so you have really mastered it.
So here we go.
Wow.
Kelly's coffee. We got a nice full wrap all the way around.
Cool.
All right, so we're going to let this cool for just a second. Ooh. Or throw it. So we're going to let this cool for just a second, and we're going to assemble it. That sound means we're done. All right. Ooh, look at that. Just like that. 4 minutes in the press, no other consumables, beautiful, beautiful design, rich blacks, really nice color, good matte finish, which I really like.
The matte finish is in.
Yeah, it really is. So yeah, all right, let's see how we're doing here. So you guys see, so because I took the bottom piece out of the oven, I have no warpage on the top, which is really good. If I would have kept just that little bit of space, it would have been too close to the top of the oven, and it would have melted my my cup a little. Hot. Okay. All right. So, what else do we have new?
It cools fast.
It does cool fast. Well, let's talk about our Tum Tins real quick. So you're now able to do the Tum Tins with the S-Wrap. And I'm not going to press one, but I am going to show you guys just kind of how to do it. I don't even know what this is.
And by the way, since the mug is not, you know, flat, it's a tapered. What are the design considerations for building a design for a tapered mug?
So you have to, so the mug itself has a curve. As you can see, this design has a curve. And so if you are a Corel user, you use your envelope tool to your artwork, and you match your artwork to the curve. And you do the same thing for any text. If you're using text, like I'm using Lexi here, and it's curved. And so what happens is when you put that on your curved mug, it now becomes straight across. And I have a video on that. I linked it to our last Facebook Live video. But if you go to our YouTube, CondeTV.com, and you look up how to design for a curved mug, that's it. And so if you're using Corel, it is the envelope tool, and if you are using Photoshop, it is the perspective tool. I don't know about silhouette. I think that you can arc something in silhouette. I'd have to.
So if somebody out there knows how to do it, if they would let us know, so we can communicate that.
Alice, are you watching? Alice is our silhouette expert.
Okay, gotcha.
All right. So we're just going to tape this the same way. We're going to do it a little bit differently. So we're going to tape the seam again all the way up, all the way down, because we don't want our image sliding up and
So
down.
you're going to do all this work and you're not going to press it?
I'll put it in
It's
there.
like, you know, getting up Christmas morning and, you know, you see them, but you're not going to.
You guys see what I deal with? This is a daily occurrence, so all day.
And I enjoy it.
He does.
It's a lot of fun.
All right, guys. So I got my top taped, just so you know I don't have any sliding when I put my sleeve wrap on. Use same sleeve wrap. Actually, use another one.
Now, it's probably wise to use cover paper, and so, you know.
Yeah, you could.
And so, because what happens is you've got sublimatable areas that are visible to your client that are subject to any gas that's on the wrap. But we have found these wraps to minimally outgas.
9 minutes.
You know, it's a little bit better than situation the really fancier wraps that we've used in the years past.
You can curve in silhouette, you just have to curve your font to the shape, apparently. That's the
Okay.
feedback we're getting.
Yeah, well, yeah, and it's the same way in Corel. You know, you can curve your font. You can make your font. You know, you can envelope tool your font. It's the artwork that really needs to curve. Well, if you're doing something like this, something that's kind of abstract, you don't really need to curve it. But in order to get the words straight, just like you were saying, you definitely need to match them to the arc. All right, let's put this bad boy together. So we have a couple different pieces. We're going to put our top piece on.
Wow, that fit together so nice.
And then we're going to put our bottom piece on. And then my lid is, here we go.
So after it was sublimated, it definitely conformed to the metal so well.
All right.
So you got a beautiful, expensive, you know, and Sprite, what would you think, from an end user point of view, what would something like that sell with some nice name, art, monograms? Is that a $39 product?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Definitely, without a doubt. I mean, this is a heavy. I mean, it feels heavy. You know, you can throw it, which is great. I like to throw things, as you guys know. It really just is it's a great product. It is.
Sprite, we have a question about whether the S-Wrap will work on the water bottles.
So the wrap is not straight.
Correct.
So it's not, the version we're talking about today is not straight. We certainly have a lot of plans for grabbing this new wrap and running with it, and I would suspect that we can come up with a straight version.
But you know, if you're going to do the water bottle, we have wraps for the water bottles.
Well, the challenge is the full bleed around. So the advantage of potentially using a straight version of whatever we're calling this is to go all the way around, where a wrap does have a place for the screw. So let us run with it. We're going to do our best to move in that direction so that you'll be able, because I love full bleed water bottles, you know.
Well,
and when we do them in a press, we just rotate them 180 degrees halfway through.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to have a circular mug, why not do the image all the way around it, you know? I feel like you're kind of doing a disservice if you have a gap there, so.
And then it's also nice to have where the sliding wrap would be very tall, so it really does a great job with maximizing the image area on there. But if you use one of those, you got to use a piece of cover paper, because your potential to get stray gas, you just got to keep stray gas from getting in your oven, because if you do, it's going to find a home. That sublimation gas is active and seeking a home.
It just wants to go home.
Someone said that there's a conical mug tool, I'm guessing in Silhouette, that you enter the
Cool.
dimensions of your mug and it'll curve it automatically.
You're kidding. Wow. Can you email Sprite that information?
You guys, okay, so let me try to explain to you how I find the arc of a curve, right? Because I'm not a mathematician, I'm an artist, which I guess is kind of like, I don't know, anyways. So I take a pen, I roll it to the side, and the whole time I'm tracing, I roll it to this side, and the whole time I'm tracing, and then I go back to the center. Hopefully it hasn't shifted at all. And I do the same thing to the bottom and the same thing to the top. And then it's just kind of me finagling that into something that actually fits. So please email me that, or just smcdonald@conde.com. Let me know, because I will just sing your praises from now on. I will make it a point to say your name every Facebook Live if you send me that link. That would be great.
And Roger, if you're still out there with us, if there is such a tool in Corel that is a step above, you said the envelope tool.
Yeah.
Again, you know, we learn every day just like you, and that's what makes this so interesting.
Yeah, I had a client one time, she said, you know, I'm not stupid. And I said, no, you're not stupid. It's just you're coming up against something that you've never come up against before. So how do you know how to do something that you've never done before? So, you know, that's why we're here. And I learn every day. Every single day I learn. And I've been doing Corel for 20 years, so.
How many times can you use the sleeve wrap?
Okay, so how many times can you use the sleeve wrap? If you're careful with the sleeve wrap, you can use it anywhere between 5 to 10, even 15 times. If you're not careful with it, you'll rip it the first time. It is, you know, it's like an elastic band that you would use like for a workout. I did one the other day, like I was saying, on Facebook Live, and I got it with my fingernail, and I just ripped it, but I just kind of went with it because it was the only one I had, and it did still work. You just have to be careful with them. So
I think the real answer is we're learning how to take care of the wraps and how to get the maximum life out of them, and we're certainly making progress.
yeah. Any other questions?
Okay.
5 minutes on the other.
What
Okay.
else?
So we have our new outdoor metal, and these are so cool. So we have a couple of different shapes. These will be on the web. They're on the web next week. So these will be available next week. They come pre-drilled. We have a couple of different shapes. We have this one, which would be awesome for.
Your mom's watching, Sprite. She said hi.
Hey, Mom, go back to work. What are you doing? Gosh. Shout out to Mom. Love you. Mean it. All right. So now I'm just thrown. All right. So this would be really good for. I'm kind of nervous now. Thanks, Mom. This would be good for, you know, like a logo, or you know, your address, you know, lettering, something like that would be really cool. I really like this one. Something like this is really going to draw the eye of someone. So, you know, there's multiple possibilities you can do with this. We had talked about doing like banners and hanging them up as a banner, or just doing them, even doing them maybe as arrows. So lots of different ideas for this. We also have a nice bigger rectangle that you can put your logo on, and maybe the hours that you're open. And all of these are the Chromolux EXT outdoor metal, so they will last at least 3 years outdoors, which is great. And we have a couple of them that we're going to press today, just so you guys can see the difference in pressing time. And so we have this one, which I just love. I think it's great, this nice oval. And then we also have David's favorite, the bunting sign. So this is a good one too. And so I'm going to show you the difference between the times in pressing these, because, you know, the difference between this and this is quite a large surface area. So also, I did this one on my SG800 with my 13 by 21 paper and my bypass tray using Sawgrass inks. It will fit on my DK20, so you can do it with your desktop equipment. All right, let's do our small one first. So as you guys can see, it comes with that yellow protective paper or protective coat.
Now the yellow peel coat indicates that is the outdoor version of it. And this has been an evolutionary process that the great folks at Universal Woods, they have poured a lot of time, money, and sweat into creating this fantastic product. And just it's time to take it out there.
It is.
You wanna?
Your oven's done.
Oh. Like, it is what?
It's time to take the turkey out, right?
That's right. Food's done. David likes to call this cooking with Sprite. All right. So we're just going to unroll it. It should actually be a lot easier to unroll on this one.
You think I could buy you another glove, but wait, I did.
Oh, you're funny. All right, so we're just going to take the tape off. Thank God for fingernails. Or thank you, Mom, for good genetics.
Mom, Sprite does a great job for us. We love her.
Love you, Mom. All right, guys, so there we go. Oop. I'm just going to break everything today. So we have a nice, clean, full wrap. It looks great.
Nice, and the key is you can look at the blacks, and you know, if you got an RGB 000, which is a pure black, then we should be able to get a great black. By the way, some people don't have good interior lighting. They think they do, but they really don't. And so if you're unsure about how the colors really turned out, take it outside and into the sunlight, and you can get a better opportunity. Also, I would strongly recommend that if you have a showroom, whatever, where clients come and places where you design, get full spectrum light bulbs installed. They make a tremendous difference in seeing colors as they really are.
All right. Okay, so we're going to press our first outdoor metal, which is our smaller piece. And so we're going to press it image face down, and we're going to cover it with our, it's F0008, our polypoplin fabric. As you guys can tell, I've used this over and over and over again. I'm not going to have any ink migration at all. So we're going to do our small piece for 90 seconds. Is that right? Our small piece for 90 seconds, our large piece for a minute and a half. Yeah, for 120. Okay. Me and my math. Thanks, Mom.
So your times will vary according to your press. Did we try to do this piece at 90 seconds, the big one, to see?
We can.
The point is that with what we're using here is a fantastic press. It's the George Knight DK20S. And by the way, for folks that may be new to sublimation, when we press, essentially there's 4 variables: time, temperature, pressure, technique. Technique's what's on top, bottom. And our instructions will detail our suggested starting point. Now, in the world of sublimation, having done this for 26 years, there is more than one way to do things. And I know that tends to drive people crazy because they say, just tell me how to do it, and there is more than one way. We'll generally tell you which way we prefer, but over the years we've tuned the processes. For instance, this being the Chromolux metal, we do recommend that you do it with the coated side of the metal up, transfer down, fabric on top. We do recommend you dry the transfer. You can watch my video on pressing Chromolux. Just go to YouTube and search for Conde space Chromolux. Also, the back of this metal has a very, very small laser etch watermark, and that isn't really too disturbing. You know, it's hard to see it, but if there's ever an issue with the metal, that's where embedded the lot number for the metal is. And then also remember, and I can't emphasize it enough, is that every product that you produce should have your calling card on it. Now you can extend the transfers of these so that you would have your referral information on one edge, fold that over and sublimate that referral information on the back side of the product. Big, big deal. Do that. And that way when that product ends up, oh, that's beautiful, wow. When the product ends up in the hands of whoever is going to use it, they usually don't know where it came from. And with your calling card on the back, they can do it. And then if you let's just press this for 90 seconds and see.
Yeah, we will.
We're going to roll the dice here, but I'm thinking that that's going to get the job done. So when you make products for people, if you happen to make them in person and deliver in person, take a picture of them. And with their permission, just let them know you want to post it to your Facebook page, your Instagram page, to capture the excitement of them accepting this beautiful product, like the new tumblers here, the travel mugs. How beautiful is that? If you don't have a storefront and you're like mailing it to them, ask them to take a picture and just say, hey, if you do take a picture, I'll give you a little bit off your next order, because you're going to build up excitement in your community. And so sublimate your reorder information on every product somewhere, do it somehow. And then number two is take the picture. Now, some products are going to be challenging to figure out where you sublimate it, like for instance a ceramic mug. We do have little mate stickers that are like, I think still have them, ovals or whatever, and you can sublimate the entire sheet, which is a bunch of stickers, put those on the bottom, and when those puppies set, the adhesive sets in 24 hours, they're not coming off, they're dishwasher safe. So do those two things, period.
Yeah, we have a lot of customers that sell on Amazon, and Amazon requires your every item you sell to be branded, and that's what they do. They use our mate stickers. They work on the silhouette. You have to use the double cut function with a deep blade. If you guys want information on the exact parameters of how to cut the mates, I can give you that. But yeah, you can cut it, sublimate it, dishwasher safe after you let it cure. It's a great product.
Yeah, we used to have the ovals pre-cut.
I'm pretty sure we still do. Just don't put it on your car, because it is permanent, and so it will take the paint off of your car.
And don't put sublimation directly on your car like our vinyl, the Subliwrap, because how'd it turn out? Excellent.
Perfect.
So, because if you do that, you're going to sublimate into the clear coat of your car. Oh, that's beautiful. Turn it a little bit down.
Oh, that's right. I forget my nope. Looks really great.
Man, nice. How much do you think something like that would sell for?
Oh man,
I'd say $75, $125.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I think if you sell it for less than that, they're going to think less of you, because that's I mean, potentially you could even get $250 for something like that.
Yeah, I mean, it has their name on it. It has, let's say they have a certain thing, like maybe they're Georgia Bulldog fans, so you put, a representation of a Georgia Bulldog, their letters, their street address. I mean, this is a really, really nice thing. It's customized, print out a bunch of backgrounds. They can pick their background, and.
Yeah, one thing you brought up, I want to tell, this is a pretty valuable tip, I think, and that is that a lot of us would love to step into the collegiate licensing, and we all know, or you should know, that you should not use stuff without permission. One of the rare unknown little facts is that most universities have a program for crafters. And so search on the internet and see if your university or the universities that you want to make for have a crafter's license. And that license would allow you to make a certain number of products, and it's really by dollars, using, in our case, the University of Alabama logo. Do you know that, Meredith?
I didn't.
So the University of Alabama has a crafter's license. You can go fill it out. It is a easy form to fill out. You're not asked a lot of complicated questions. And guess what? With that license, you're allowed to use the University of Alabama logo. Interestingly enough, Auburn does not have such a program.
Oh, that's strange.
And so it is by university or college by college or whatever. But you always want to ask permission. You want to make sure that what you're doing is appropriate. But I've run into people now, and they're absolutely legal. They're licensed, and you would think, hey, they're at a flea market selling something or whatever. They're not. Also, when it comes to Greek letters, same situation. You need to go to the Greek licensing organization, which I can't quite remember what it is, but you can Google it and find out. They do tend to patrol and keep up with their industry. So it's always wise to do things by the book when it comes to licensing.
Yeah, and also, you know, be wary of phrases. There are a lot of phrases out there that are trademarked. So there are a couple of good Facebook groups that you can join to see. You know, for instance, the phrase "country girl" is trademarked. So if you make a shirt that says "country girl" on it and you put it on Etsy, you might get sued. So you know, do a lot of research. It's kind of weird what's going on now. Like, everybody's trademarking everything. So you know, but just
feel free to trademark your stuff or copyright it as appropriate.
Yeah.
And you can do a little research to find out exactly how to do that if you come up with a great idea. My son keeps after me to copyright, because that'd be more appropriate for a phrase. Copyright, don't hate, sublimate.
Oh gosh, you shouldn't have said it. That's it. It's over with.
Don't
Somebody's
hate,
got it now.
sublimate.
Someone said to infinity and beyond.
There we go.
Copyright.
It is copyright. I mean, the strangest things are copyrighted. Like, I mean, I'm on this Facebook group, and it's called Frivolous Copyrights or something another. I don't remember. And I go on there, and I get so frustrated because it's like, I'm not going to be able to use any word in the English language now because everything is copyrighted. But there's also different licensing. So, you know, if somebody has copyrighted "Don't Hate, Sublimate," but they've only copyrighted it for you know, advertisement purposes, then you can still put it on your shirt. Or so they're
We're not giving out legal advice here. So.
There are different levels of copyright infringement. So just be aware. That's all I'm saying is be aware.
We're getting a couple more questions about what our oven is on YouTube. I think it is.
Okay. Our oven is a Cuisinart oven.
Cuisinart brick oven.
Yep.
The brick portion is actually sitting up here. It's basically a stone panel. They don't make it anymore as far as I know. So the oven that is also in another part of our facility here is a Wolfgang Puck pressure oven. We're just looking for an oven that has even heat, if you will.
Yeah, so we just talked about this earlier, but anytime you buy an oven, make sure that you buy a digital thermometer to go inside of it. Not a digital, just a regular thermometer to go inside to make sure that the heat stays ambient at 400 degrees. All right, so we've got our new travel mugs. We've got our new Tum Tums with the sleeve wrap. We've got our new latte mugs. We've got our new signs. Let's do Try It Thursday. So we have, these are our notebooks, and they come in 3 different sizes. We have the small, the medium, and the large. They all come with paper on the inside and little pockets. And we've always carried these, but they're a little bit different now. So the spine is a little bit different. The material is a little bit different. It's a little more rugged.
In a good way.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, yes, definitely. And it's really easy to sublimate. So we're going to sublimate the small one and the large one just to show you the difference between the two. They do come with a silicone pouch on the inside of the flap that you're going to sublimate. So make sure you find that little silicone pouch and you take it out, because I'm not sure what's going to happen if you heat silicone that hot. And let's not find out. I've already started one fire today. Just kidding. All right, so we're going to lint roll.
Everything's okay.
Yeah.
Sprite's mom out there.
Oh, she would have already gotten a call. She knows. Mom, I need help. All right, so we're going to do our big notebook first. I think we said I was going to do the small one, but I lied. We're going to do our big one. So I have this really cute design. It is back to school. So I lint rolled it. I'm going to use some Pro Spray on my design. hang it
Floor
over.
spray is our go-to for soft substrates like this where there's just not a great place to use heat tape, or heat tape is not effective. Recommend like a little cardboard box to spray it over, a trash can to spray it over.
Okay, so I have it stuck to my to the top of my notebook. One of the things that has to happen is that your transfer paper has to cover the spine of the notebook, and that's going to protect this. So if you don't have that with the protective paper, it's going to melt. So just make sure that your transfer is going to cover your seam, and you'll be fine. So I'm going to hang it off the side of my heat press.
And you could remove the paper and make things a little bit cleaner for you.
Okay, let's see how that. Oh gosh.
Sorry of suggesting that.
Okay, let's see if I can get that back
Because
in.
it is a refillable notebook, and so when you run out, I love paper, so I'm go through these, and so it's
Okay.
great to have something that's refillable.
But can you use the 400 to print the large notebook?
I'm thinking it's not quite wide enough.
Yeah, I think it's.
Do we have a ruler?
I don't have a ruler, and I don't have a size. As long as it's as long as it'll fit on an 8.5 by 11, yes. But I'm not really sure.
Well, we
the
take it off.
size of it.
We'll do a quick measurement and find out. But there are ways, if the image area is okay, there are ways to put something protective on the spine.
There's a ruler on this cutter.
Yep.
All right, guys. So I'm going to do this for 55 seconds. This is the larger one with heavy pressure.
Heavy pressure means heavy pressure, and so she bore down. By the way, for ladies or whatever, one of the great things you can do is get one of those little Tupperware steps or whatever you can put in front of the press, and you can step up to have better upper body strength.
And I don't know if you guys have a DK20 with a stand, but another thing that I do is I will put my feet up here and kind of bear down if I have to.
And the press goes zooming away, right? She's driving the press. But so the reason is we need to use heavy pressure is because it's a complicated series of layers of different materials that make up that notebook, and we're pushing it down so that we really make good contact. Sublimation is a contact technology, and in order to have good even sublimation, we need to squeeze those layers temporarily together.
Somebody asked about refillable paper for the notebooks.
Yeah, it looks like standard refillable paper that you'd find at Office Depot, Amazon, you name it. Oh, quite nice. Quite nice.
And if you're interested, this background artwork is available for purchase at condedesign.com. So there you go. All right.
So it makes a beautiful product. One of the tips, did you pre-press?
I did not pre-press.
So pre-pressing, read the instructions, of course.
Yeah.
And we get in a hurry up here, and sometimes, and my brain's slow. So, but pre-pressing that to really flatten it, plus get moisture out. Moisture is our evil enemy, and moisture turns into steam. So it's going to pop out towards the bottom top, of this. And so, pre-press, when we say pre-press, certainly is a wise thing to do. I think occasionally we'll go overboard with telling people to pre-press stuff when you really don't have to.
But better safe than sorry.
But in this particular case, pre-pressing it is really what I would say is the right thing to do.
All right, so we're going to do our small one now. So we do our small one for 40 seconds. We did our big one for 55. We're going to do our small one for 40. I pre-pressed it for 15 seconds, and that it did flatten it out, which I know.
I'll look at measure this thing here. So I think this is a letter size page. So
I think you could do it on a SG400.
it certainly looks like you can. You're really, really close. Your margins on the printers are, you know, about 1/8 of an inch on each side. That's 0.125. So you've got a printable area of right at 8.25 width. And then for these printers, you can at least go up to 14 inches on all of them. So, you know, initially it's looking good, but it is extremely close on the width, but sort of looks like it'll do it, but it's close. There are a few tricks. If you get into a pinch, there are a few tricks that we can do if you're using the Conde ICC profile to squeeze a little bit more printable area out. There are a few tricks, and you know, and so what I tell everybody, the golden rule is document. Document your questions, document your successes, your failures, and this would be one of the things is to do that. Number two is so that look on the face. So.
Yeah, I messed it up. It moved on me.
Okay.
It happens. So I had actually pressed it, and I didn't think I had enough pressure, so I lifted it up, and when I did, everything shifted.
Yeah, and so, as I was saying, the second thing is create your wall of shame, and we want to learn from our mistakes. And in this case, because she opened the press after she had closed it, it really, air rushes in, things stick, and you're going to reposition the transfer, especially if you used a minimal amount of Pro Spray.
Yeah, you guys can see where it kind of slid on me there.
And so, you know, in some ways it's good to do that kind of stuff on camera to show you that things do go wrong. But ultimately, you know, if we just stayed with the initial press, then there would have been no opportunity for it to move.
We had a question about why George Knight Heat Press isn't showing the pressure graph. Is there a setting to turn it on and off?
So the question is in reference to the DK20S has a pressure sensor, and at the bottom of the display is where the pressure should show. So if it's not showing up, there's only a couple of possibilities. Number one is because your model was produced a long time ago before there was a pressure sensor, or number two, it's possible that the cable that is connected to the pressure sensor is simply unplugged. I don't know if you can see, Meredith, show them over here, but the pressure sensor is essentially this cable that I have my hand on. I don't know how you can, it's a little difficult, but it's going right into the bottom of the press. So, but I've got my finger on the cable, or did, so it's right there. That is the pressure sensor that's part of it. So now let's talk about the pressure sensor real quick, and then turn it back over to Sprite. I don't use the little gauge. I don't like the little gauge, and I'm not going to use it. I go by feel, and that's what you should do, in my opinion. That's just the most reliable way.
Yeah, and we have, you know, we've talked about it in the past, and I think we have some videos on the difference between light, medium, and heavy pressure, and, you know, you'll just kind of get a feel for it. And I know that doesn't help you if you're just starting out, but, you know, light pressure is, you know, barely any pressure to put the handle down. Medium pressure is just a little bit of exertion, and heavy pressure is, you know, like really having to bear down onto it. And I mean, that's, you know, that's the three variables. You know, so, all right. Anything else, Mary?
You've overwhelmed us, Sprite, today.
I know, so much. See, this is what happens when I have you on the show with me. All right? Okay.
Questions, Meredith? Any other comments?
All right, guys. So, yeah, okay. So, for Christmas in July, our weekly free Christmas present with your online order of $100 or more are the Sock 44. And you guys see I have this super cute snowman design on these. These are toddler socks. They're really cute to sublimate. I have a bunch of videos on how to do them. You just press them for 55 seconds, flip them over, press them again. Actually, I don't even think, no, don't quote me on that. The instructions are online. Read the instructions, but yeah, when you order $100 worth of stuff, you get a free pair. And
just specify in the comments, right? If they're doing online order.
Yes, it is an online. It has to be an online order.
It'll pull in the cart automatically.
So it will pull it in automatically.
Okay, so yeah, so once you place your online order, the Sock 44 will automatically go into your cart. What else? Okay, so don't forget, our gallery contest is still on for the best Christmas ornament. So get those entries in. Your chance to win $100, Meredith.
For one random winner, and then we do 200.
Oh, great. Okay, so one random winner will win $100, and then the best overall will win $200. So even better. See, I was like, okay. Also, please don't forget, review our products. Let us know what you're doing. Let us know how you're doing it. Your chance to win $25. Also, submit a blog at conde.com. If we publish your blog, you also win $25 Conde credit. You know, let us know what you're doing. It can be about anything. It can be about an issue you're having, or
it could be telling people about how to curve things in silhouette, or how to use that. It can be anything.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we learn.
Share,
yeah.
and that helps people. That's how we operate. We want to share and help you do better. And so, you know, a lot of people may not watch this. They may just simply go to the product and try to buy it or look for stuff. And so the more content is there, then that's going to help everybody.
Yep. All right, that's all I got.
Okay. Well, if you can, meet us at the NBM show in Long Beach. If you can't, then please tune in for another broadcast. Always let us know how we can serve you. And thank you.
Love you, Mom. Bye.